aespa, Better Things. I don't remember what I was doing when this came out, but I missed it, and so I have to go back and check it out now to get caught up. aespa is, I think they're having a comeback soon, if I'm not mistaken. If I heard right. Let me see. Hold on a minute. Trying to get a more stable image here on the camera. Yeah, okay, that seems all right. Okay, let's see. Okay, so aespa, Better Things. It's been a while. Well, I did check out the Pokemon OST, but that's more of a one of those collaborations, right? A project kind of. It's not really like a actual aespa track. So getting back to aespa's, you know, actual songs and actual music and what they're releasing now. I think it's interesting because there are some like new directions that maybe some of the SM groups and artists are going in since the change in the leadership of the company. Although it makes sense for the most part, like nothing's too counterintuitive. It'll be interesting to see Red Velvet's come back with that Chill Kill song that they're about to release. But for now, let's see what aespa has done with Better Things.
Always sure you will let me down. Wasn't never sure if I trust you. But I'm so goddamn sure my energy's just too precious to waste. And I wanna know me, wanna know me, wanna know all about me, wanna know about me, but you can't have me 'cause I let you know. You know you wanna know me, wanna know me, wanna know all about me, wanna know about me, but you can't have me 'cause I'm gone. Better things to do in my time, do in my time than you. I got better things to do in my time, better things to do in my time, do in my time. Better things to do in my time, better things to do in my time, do in my time than you. Yes. Wasn't ever sure if I loved you, but I was always sure you would've loved me back. You had me right at my weakest. Yeah. Now you're hurting, I can see you mad, 'cause you're never gonna get that back. Now I know you wanna know me, wanna know me, wanna know all about me, wanna know about me, but you can't have me 'cause I left you alone. I know you wanna know me, wanna know me, wanna know all about me, wanna know about me, but you can't have me 'cause I'm gone. Sorry, that's why big girls making money. That's why you're number one fan now. You can only see me at the sold out shows. Will I ever go back? Will I ever trip out? Will I ever pull up on it? Watch and see, but they're throwing out the rhythm money. Got better things to do with my time, better things to do with my time, do with my time than you. Got better things to do with my time, better things to do with my time, do with my time. Break it down. I got better things to do. sorry. AESPA, big girls making money. AESPA, your number one fan now. You can only see me at a sold out shows. Will I ever go back? Will I ever trip out? Will I ever pull up on? Watch and see, but they're doing another raid the money, raid the money, raid the money, raid the money, raid the money.
Okay, so is it related? Is there a connection to the I version? Because I know there are two versions of the video, anyways. Well, there's this one where it's a live action sort of shot sequence here, and then there's an animated version too that I believe is the will have the what do you call it? Like the counterparts, right? The other alter egos kind of for the group. It's an interesting direction, right? It is this like kind of funky take on a tropical dance style, you know. It's in 4 and it's rather quick, like it's a pretty fast tempo. It is a bit minimalist in some of the parts, like the percussion, and it doesn't use like the regular kit sounds, right? Like there are some of those rather tinny cup sounds that are kind of pitch percussion, right? So but the syncopation on it, especially like the intro measures, right, give you this very great example of what they're doing. They're not following the downbeats. Like it's subdivisions down to 16th notes in certain parts, the vocal especially, some of those 16th note kind of double stop rhythms used in the percussion, but they all fall around the downbeats, right? And it's not until that bass comes in and it's actually beating all 4 beats, right? And that's when you can clearly hear each downbeat being accented. But before then, syncopation in some of that lighter percussion and the vocal part, it's kind of cool because they're playing with that space that's around the downbeats without actually like falling on the downbeat. But it makes it very countable, like the way the rhythm is used. You know where the downbeats are. It's just that they don't actually have a voicing when it comes around. But it's a man. I'm seeing the Les Seraphim Perfect Night video. It kind of started the same way, where you know they even with the phone shot in the beginning, like bringing up the phone, and then it shows like the group and the song, and then they hit play, and then it starts off the song and the video proper, right, the actual production part. So I think there's a concept there of like the music being some access point for the conceptual reality, right? The idealistic other world type of reality, right? This is being expressed visually, of like how music helps you to reach a different sort of time and space, and is apart from the regular everyday waking experience that we have. So that's it's a cool thing. It's interesting that it becomes sort of a conceptual trend in videos now, and like with the Les Seraphim Perfect Night song, AESPA has a much lighter, warmer type of tone that's going on. the vocals are they are sound really good, man. Like they have such incredible voices. aespa, Ning Ning, Winter, like and it's the ability to keep a sort of a lighter tone, a more measured delivery, right? Not like belting anything out, but staying incredibly expressive because there's such great control of the pitch and the little inflections on certain syllables that help to express like the emotion that is behind it. And it's actually really good. There's some, it got a little spicy there, I think, coming out of the first verse, and I was like, oh, I didn't expect them to do that, you know. But it's a way of keeping some of that aespa edge, or you know, the attitude, right? Some of that into in the song, that ends up being a much warmer type of overall delivery, right? There's some incredibly like buzzy synth that's used in it, which starts to get a little wonky. It gives it a little bit more of a funky type of feel, right, over the that sort of tropical percussion rhythm that's being used. And then of course the bridge section, it kind of reminds me of like Zimzalabim. Like it's a nice little juxtaposition whenever the bridge section comes around, but perhaps that's some of the visuals too that kind of bring that song or video back to mind. But yeah, these counts are now getting a little bit more sophisticated. Like if I compare this to earlier aespa songs, it's all fairly straightforward, but we have like a lot of syncopation now, a lot of these sort of like dotted flag rhythms, I call it, like to give it more of a swing feel, even though overall like the count is still in 4. That's kind of happening all over the place, and it's cool. It helps to apply a different like style, right, to a song. So even like the footsteps coming down the stairs there, right, and you can hear sound from outside. It's like cars going by and perhaps children, or like you hear these ambient noises that are environmental. And in the footsteps also, this is like physical material space, right? And then we have this shot here where it's like, okay, song title, group, and then even the piano rhythms, it's so syncopated, man. Like maybe only the one, right? Like whenever the one plays, that's kind of the actual accented downbeat. Bass comes in. Now you can actually hear like the 4 count. So a little bit of edge there, right? And the rhythm intensified also. You know, it's following a sequence right through that first verse, and then when it gets to that part, then like the rhythm built up, and it got much more substantial, right? All of a sudden we were moving over all these beats, and there was lyrics to accompany that. But you notice the whole thing And you can hear, I believe it's in that piano rhythm, right? We get a downbeat on 1, and then it stays rested until 4, and then it plays a 16th note right before the 1, the 1, 1 and 4 and 1, right? So you get 1 1, right? And it's it creates a swing feel, but what they're doing is you got a what would it be, a dotted 8th note, but you'd have, it's basically 3 16th notes and then a 16th note tied onto the end of it. This is what's giving it that sort of swing feel, right? It's like it's real loose, not emphasizing the downbeats, right? It's using all the space around it. That's what makes it feel so loose and so free. And it kind of actually matches the concept of the song very well also, because it's kind of expressing the same idea, right? Like, now I'm free, I'm not really worried about this, I can kind of do what I want to do. And so musically it works actually really well to put this kind of style.
You wanna know me, you wanna know all about me, you wanna know about me, but you can't have me, 'cause I'll let you know. You know you wanna know me, you wanna know me, you wanna know all about me, you wanna know about me, but you can't have me, 'cause I'm gone. Yeah, I got better things to do in my time, better things to do in my time, do in my time than you. I got better things to do in my time, better things to do in my time, do in my time.
So when that I guess chorus part, right, this, or is it pre-chorus, you have the piano rhythms going on the right side, and then there's a synth tone that's coming in and playing sort of a riff or a lick that's following along with the vocal, but it's panned to the left. To me, when you have a group like aespa and they you have this mix that's going on, and for the instrumental sounds, the things going on in the percussion and the piano chords, I mean, that it sounds like the instruments, in other words, right? So that's again very like tangible. And then when you start to hear like a synth voicing come in, this is the that other side, right? The kwangya sort of other reality, right? The parallel reality or whatever that's coming in. It's always part of the song structure, right? But it's very sort of carefully approached here.
Yes. Wasn't ever sure if I loved you, but I was always sure you would have loved me back. You had me right at my weakest. Yeah. Now you're hurting, I can see you mad, 'cause you're never gonna get that back. Now I know you wanna know me, wanna know.
Again, the sequence, right? The vocal melody follows the sequence, and then the rhythm intensifies at the end of the phrase. It's really, really cool. But the voices, man, the vocals sound incredible. I've also never seen them look so pretty before. I remember seeing the shots, right? Like some of the stuff that was being released from this, and I was like, oh man, like this whole setting, right? Like this entire thing. All the colors. Like shots like this, with the water and everything, this blue, right? This bluish color behind everything, and they look incredible. But they sound so great too, man. Ning Ning and Winter and Karina, these vocal melodies, it's so man, they're very sweet, even though what they're singing might not be like the sweetest idea or whatever, but the delivery on the vocals, it's incredibly sweet, man. It's real, almost intoxicating, like it pulls you in a little bit more every time. and that sequence leading up to a little bit more of an intense rhythm also helps with that, right? It's like pulling you in. But oh man, so even lyrically, there's a lot of things about this that are kind of like perhaps aespa being a little bit more mature, you know what I mean? Which makes sense, even with some of the earlier releases, like leading up to this one. It kind of is the direction that they're going in. It certainly sounds like a more mature type of song and everything. It's just the freeness of it, just the syncopation, the emphasis of all the space around the downbeats. It again makes this very weightless, light, warm type of feeling to the song, although this one has a very strong swing feel to it.
Me, wanna know all about me, wanna know about me, but it can't have me, 'cause I'm gone.
Drum fill.
Got better things to do with my time, better things to do with my time, do with my time. Oh, got better things to do with my time, better things to do with my time, do with my time. Did he hurt you? No, I'm sorry, I ain't sorry. That's why big girls making money. That's why you're #1 fan now. You can only see me at the sold out shows. Will I ever go back? Will I ever trip out? Will I ever pull up on? Watch and see, but they're doing another rhythm money.
So many color changes. The right before the bridge section, the almost like that whole measure before it, percussion ramped up and gave us a bunch of 16th note hits, right? So really a nice build up to it. It had a lot more space that it could have used, but it still accomplished a good build up as far as intensifying the rhythm, and then kind of into a drop, right, into that boom, right, going into the sort of bridge section, and then a big emphasis on space. Some of those little vocal oohs, right? It's arpeggiating over the chord in that part of the progression, and it's a great sound. Like the use of space around that is a little bit of reverb on it, so a slight sort of ring, right? But it's very measured and doesn't become like too oversaturated. It almost a chilly type of feel to it, right? And then another color change going into like the second half of what the bridge section is, and then even here the finish on the bridge section, this when the vocal kind of stands alone, right? I'm gonna go back. Build up. See that feel, boom, right? All those 16th note hits in there, right? Start to intensify it, and then we get the drop into the bridge section. 808 bass, lots of sustain on it, long duration on the boom, 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 boom. The probably the longest duration on the bass sound so far. So this is the thing that accomplishes the sort of color change at the bridge section, because you have mostly the most legato melodies and the busiest rhythms going on kind of over the space of the low end, right? And once we get to the bridge section, all of a sudden we have these great big long held 808 bass tones, right, that come in. So now all of a sudden all the body and the weight actually has shifted to the bottom, and you get this sense of a foundation here. And then another change here.
Watch and see, but they're another rhythm on
A vocal lick all by itself, right? There's not even anything else there. Before that, you have the 808 bass. You have a clap in the percussion that comes in like every third beat, and the syncopation. It's really awesome, man. It's great writing. A lot of the vocal lines, the rhythms that are used, it's fantastic writing. It's it's so free. Like just being detached from the downbeats, right? That's what makes this feel so dance-like and so just loose and free.
Sorry, AESPA, big girls making money. AESPA, your #1 fan now. You can only see me at a sold-out show. Will I ever go back? Will I ever trip out? Will I ever pull up on it? Watch and see, but they're doing another rhythm money, rhythm money, rhythm money, rhythm money, rhythm money.
Fantastic build up towards the end. The percussion section actually gets incredibly rich right in that last sort of chorus section that goes through. I love the melody line also, the little high note that Winter's hitting there. It's a great peak of the it's like a peaking melody line that comes in at that last chorus section just to make it really full and really big, and then one last little dropout, right? And some of the that bass sound coming back again. It's incredible syncopation on all these, like almost all these rhythms, man. Everything above the bass for sure. The bass is the only voice that really tries to stick to the downbeats. Almost everything else is avoiding them intentionally, and it's a really cool feeling. Like it's a very up-tempo song. Like it's moving, man. It's pretty fast, but it is also very laid back because of the vocal delivery, right? Because of the looseness in the track. If it was really intense on like all the downbeats throughout the mix, then it would feel much different. I mean, it's not going to have this dance rhythm feel to it at all, and it's going to be much more intense, and a lot of these different voicings in the mix would have to be much more, they have to be louder. The dynamic would have to come up on it, but this way, you know, it really takes advantage of all the space that's available around those downbeats in each measure and creates a very free flowing loose type of a vibe here, and it's incredibly warm too. Like there are cooler tones, cooler bluish type of tones. They match the visual a lot with many of the shots, but there's also a warmness to it, the sort of yellows, oranges, reds. In fact, this shot right here is a great visual representation of it. Just the sort of gradient, right, between like cooler tones and then warmer tones, but it's overall very soft, right? The water's very calm, right? The clouds are very light and sort of sporadic. Then you have this sort of haze, maybe like either the rising sun or I'm guessing the setting sun, right? And then a darker, you know, sort of space over the top of this, another bluish type of space, getting even darker actually towards the top here. That's a good visual representation for what the song's mix and composition actually feels like. It's got these wonderful color changes that occur throughout the sections, while keeping such a loose and free type of rhythm. It's really, really awesome, actually. It just because I watched the Les Seraphim video before this one, right? But it matches it pretty closely. I mean, it kind of brings the same type of feel to it. It's light and it's free and it's dreamlike, and the very like measured and deliberate, like softer delivery on the vocals kind of wraps all that up, right? And that's kind of the strongest like expression of that. But the mix definitely reinforces that, the composition on it, this freeness, this swinging loose type of feel. It's interesting. It seems to be, a certain, I would say, like 4th gen groups then that are kind of maybe trending on this type of song concept, or maybe just the vibe, you know what I mean? But it's very pleasant to listen to. It's really just nice. It's the kind of song that you can put on and kind of just let go for a little while. This is a part of the expression of what's being expressed here is just a little bit of escapism, a little bit of like, letting go of the downbeats and not really worrying too much about the foundation of everything, and just moving freely forward over the space that's there. And it's something that I definitely felt in the Perfect Night song, and I also feel it here. It's just interesting. It's just interesting to see sort of a commonality or something, similar being expressed, but in a different way and by a different group. But I think vocally, this is some of, like, not going for a really high dynamics is something that, as they're really sort of belting out, because in certain earlier aespa songs, like Next Level, there's some incredible runs up to some like just awesome high notes, but it's about power and strength and like really projecting a sound. This is a different approach, but they sound really quite gorgeous across all these different melody lines, and like I said, the syncopation and the rhythm, it's quite sophisticated. Again, it's this. It takes a certain degree of technique to actually be able to do that, right? To sort of find freedom. It's quite intensive, actually. All the rhythm that's at play here, but it is done in a way that creates that sort of weightless, carefree type of a feeling to it. It's very fun. It's very fun. And man, they sound incredible though. They really do. Their vocals have definitely, developed over time, and to be able to express it so well, so appropriately, I think it really shows a lot of growth, and like I said, a movement in a different direction. It's cool. It's interesting to actually watch it and be able to like notice it when a group moves to do something different, kind of like, they establish themselves and then they start at a certain point doing different styles, doing different things, right? Different delivery on vocals, different entire song stylings, in general. So it's just a fun thing to see, man. And this is it's a treat, right? It's a very, very pleasant sound all the way through, and this is like definitely some chill, kick back type of song here from aespa. It's interesting. I'd be looking forward to Drama, right, when the fourth mini album that's going to be released. I think some of the mood sampler had dropped for Drama, right, if I'm not mistaken. But there's more coming, and I wonder what they're gonna do. I just, what else are they going to what other space are they going to move in? What other direction are they going to go in? Will they maybe call back some of that earlier style, right? Some of that earlier song style, and maybe belt out some more powerful notes and really incredible runs and everything. But this is fun, and this is, man, there's a lot of songs that are kind of like refreshing, you know what I mean? Like, it's a good thing. It feels so new and so different and so fresh, and it's a cool thing to see. aespa, Better Things, man, they sound incredible, man. They sound like just really, really otherworldly, man. They've developed their vocal to quite an impressive point. And it sounds absolutely beautiful.